Okay, so I have to ask off the top. Um,
Yes.
I learned last episode that Kevin Nash off limits, Jim Cornette off limits, Chris Jericho's obviously off limits. Who else? Who else is off limits?
Hmm.
In terms of
Vince.
you got to expand. You got to tell us about your off limits. Like, what are
Yeah,
the off
explain it
Well,
to
limits?
us like
I
we're
mean,
five
Explain
here.
to us because
like
you're since you're respectfully, since you're Canadian, your off limits might be different from our off limits.
no, we're I'm a very straightforward person in the sense that I understand why all these people are off limits, and I
Okay,
agree.
okay.
Um, um, like the Jim Cornette one always throws me off because I used to listen to him just simply for the fact that I'm like, I'm curious to know what the other side thinks of this wrestling that I like, and
Right.
I always found him so ridiculous. And then I go on Twitter and I see him like agreeing with all of my sentiments about politics, and I'm like, what world do we live in? But no, it was more or less just a joke of
Oh,
who else do I have to worry about referencing that I forgot did or said something bad?
As long as we don't have to cover any New Japan stuff in the near future, I think we're fine. Or NXT UK, long live NXT UK.
Yeah.
off
New
limits.
God, who New Japan? Who am I forgetting in New Japan?
Um, Not a prominent name, so to speak, but someone that had a little whoop whoop to him back in the day.
Oh, okay, yeah, that guy. One of the most disappointing things that ever happened to me in 2020 was finding out
What
about.
about Obafemi? Is he on
Oh,
the?
yeah, that's a good one because
Is he on the line or is he like? Is he there? Are we
It's
still?
as a perpetual line crosser here, literally and figuratively. I think he's on the border.
He's on the
I think
board. He's on the
he's on
board.
the
yes,
border. We just don't know what side of the fence he's on. So just yet.
yes, we
So
do.
Okay.
Yes, we do. Who are the three favorite people? We know what side of the fence he's on. The wrong one. The wrong side. The wrong side of the fence. Listen,
Is it bad that
it's kind of like the Roman. It's kind of like the Roman treatment. Like
okay? Yeah. He's
it's like,
he's in that island of
hey,
irrelevancy.
hey.
sure.
Is it
It
raining
is.
or hitting outside? Because God,
No,
damn.
no, dude. It just whatever you have, pass me. So
Damn.
yeah, man.
Okay,
It
it was
is.
either
The
that or
Wallop.
my cat going crazy. Sorry,
There's
it's a shit show
there's
here.
some weather going on. Some wacky weather going on in Chicago right now. It is
It
Wallop
is.
Rewind for the second time in 2 weeks. We're talking It's WrestleMania season, guys. It's WrestleMania season, and it's actually at the time of recording, we are going into Easter weekend. All right,
Yes.
and Americans and Canadians have the same Easter, different Thanksgivings, which I've always thought was weird.
Yes.
I think in this day and age, in the world we live in, it would be interesting to see two different Easters. One, the Canadians celebrate where on Easter, Jesus was resurrected and came back and did a lot of happy things. And the other one, the American Easter, where the devil was vanquished from heaven and sent down in a flame of yellow and orange and then became the president of the United States.
I'm proud to say I celebrate Canadian Easter. No, honestly, Easter's just not like a big holiday for me, so it's just a Sunday for me. But I'm just chilling. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a holiday for other people. Let them have their
Children will
Sundays.
change that for you. Children will.
I mean,
change
what
that. It's like
Easter is supposed to represent is now what people end up doing.
Yeah,
So it's kind of
yeah.
like, you
At
know,
what
it's
point did Bugs Bunny become like
right,
factored
exactly.
into it? And how do eggs and bunnies correlate?
And reincarnation fit into the whole scheme of
Yeah,
things, you know?
yeah.
was Jesus
It's
chocolate
finding the
bunny?
eggs like the equivalent to like finding Jesus in the tombs after the third day or something. Like
Thank
is
you.
that like symbolism or something? I'm not sure.
Right. Like, is the second coming supposed to mean brunch? Like, I don't understand where does this correlate? You know?
Dark chocolate. Dark chocolate. The second coming is dark chocolate.
Yeah. I'm sorry we're
Correct.
offending people out there. I
No,
hope.
we're
If
I
you-
saying the right
if you
things. We're saying
came-
the right things. We're saying the right
If you came to Wallop Rewind for religious scripture, you came to the wrong place.
You keep
Yeah.
to the
Because we
right
are
place.
talking.
Keep to the right
We are talking this week about WrestleMania 36. 2020's WrestleMania. I'm just gonna go out here right on a limb here and say this was Vince's choice, backed up by Just. Just
Always.
I have to tell you off the top because I want to know by the end of this experience what your choice is. This being Vince's choice, and because you are now officially a part of the family, as you can see in the corner here, you are in the you're in the photo. You're going to be integrated into the song sooner rather than later.
Love it.
You by the end of this show will have to decide what the next adventure is that the three of us take in pro wrestling.
Oh, okay.
I hope you've thought about this, dude.
Yeah.
Because he puts me on the spot every time, so I'm glad it's not me this time.
Oh, what? We have a system now. We have a system. Please, over here.
A flawed
Mr.
system, but
Retiree.
a system nonetheless.
Retiree.
I think I
Anyway.
know the one. So, but yeah.
Oh, perfect. Well,
Yeah.
we'll save that till the end of this experience. This is coming out, guys, in two parts. We are going to cover part one or night one in part one and night two in part two. Don't worry, guys. We're not going to have to leave the room or do anything. We're just going to have producer RJ slice this thing in half, and we'll do it that way. But regardless,
he's gonna cut it up like a nice tavern style Chicago pizza. Cut up in some squares.
Wow.
Facts.
What?
Facts.
I'm erect now. Thanks. The way you said that essentially, like.
Listen, I see a Chicago style tavern pizza, and it gets sexual sometimes. You know, it ain't easy to be.
I will say,
I'm lactose. I should know.
I will say, this WrestleMania, as I mentioned to Vince off air, not the best one for me at the time. I won't say that all of my opinions of this WrestleMania have changed. Some of them have, that I can remember anyway. But that being said, guys, let's get into it. Let's not hesitate anymore. Night one of WrestleMania 36, which took place all the way back to the top of the page here.
I think it's the Performance Center, right?
Yeah, it was Performance Center.
Yes, the Performance Center, March 20th and 26th of 2020, which aired April 4th and 5th. So this was an April WrestleMania. This one, the tagline, too big for just one night. And I would argue that
I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree also. I would say that for me, this is the beginning of the end of obviously the 8-hour WrestleManias, but sometimes WrestleMania, or at one point WrestleMania became a quantity over quality thing.
Yes.
I don't feel like we still live in that era. I feel like there's quality of things on both shows, and it's just unnecessary to make us do it for a weekend. And now we have SummerSlam, and we're talking about the Rumble. And like I don't want it. I just don't want it. So
you're not a fan of the 2-night PLE experience.
Over the time, like in the beginning, I understood it and I liked it because I those 8-hour WrestleManias were like rough to sit through, and by the end of it, you're just dejected and tired. But you have to plan a weekend now. Like I have to take a weekend off of work as opposed to one night off of work now, because I have to be, ready and willing to go at any point with this WrestleMania thing. And don't get me wrong, like I do enjoy it. I get snacks, I get drinks. Sometimes I dabble in mushrooms. I enjoy it.
What did you do before? What did you do before? Because it was kind of the same way before with NXT going on Saturday.
That's true.
Sure.
And then the Hall of Fame would be what, Friday, right? Friday?
Sure.
So prior to NXT, the thing was Saturday was Hall of Fame, if you cared enough about it. And then it was Mania on Sunday. Then it did became Takeover Saturday and then WrestleMania Sunday. Yeah, that became a thing. It became a
and
thing
then
with all the
Monday Night Raw.
yeah. So I mean, it makes sense in the sense that, like, especially for like a WrestleMania, if you're going and you're already going for one day, and you might as well just stay and watch, get more bang for your buck. You get to re-energize. I mean, it's better for the people in attendance, maybe not financially speaking as it currently stands.
I was gonna say, like,
but in terms of enjoyment, I mean, Triple H has taken it too far in the opposite direction, where like now it's like 4 or 5 matches on a PLE. And if that's the case, yeah, you just need one night. And if in
with the same length of time,
yeah, it seemed like the I don't have words, but just like grunts and moans, and just like a lot of the pro wrestlers during these matches, just like a lot of grunting and moaning. There's especially when we talk about the main event. I think I know what Michelle hears late at night on on a nice stroll through Death Valley.
Oh, not my knee.
Yeah, no, it's just if it's gonna turn into a thing where it's like 4 or 5 matches on each show, at that point, just do one night and put all of them on one pay-per-view. But if you're gonna go to what they were doing prior to Triple H going that direction, where it's like 7, 8 matches on one card, on one night, and then another 7 or 8 on the other night, then splitting it up is perfectly fine, especially because it helps get people on the show and highlights them. As long as we have worthwhile matches that deserve to be on a WrestleMania, sure. This one, I think, is an exception because there were so many variables and factors. There's a lot of stuff that got changed leading up into this, that had that not been the case, this whole card would look different. But at the end of this whole experience in this podcast, I do want to try to like fix this into a one night Supermania if it didn't get split up. Like, and then just kind of like, pick and choose, like kind of like when you're playing dodgeball and you're picking teams. I'm gonna pick like the perfect WrestleMania match card based off what we had here.
All right. That's a fun little project for us for later.
If I remember,
like I said, yeah, that's true. Let's dive into this WrestleMania. Did you guys know that Roman Reigns was basically had pulled out the Friday before this?
Whoa, pause. Yeah.
I don't think it was the Friday. I think it might have been like 2 weeks prior. But it was supposed to be Roman versus Goldberg for the Universal title.
Oh,
and because of his leukemia and the unknowing looming like concern and threat of COVID-19 at the time, no one knew what was happening. We were naming it after a beer, a Mexican cerveza at the time, so we didn't know much about this. It's
because it was still early.
It was still early on. It was still early on. We didn't know what was happening, and it made sense, with leukemia, your immune system is more susceptible. Is that the word?
Yeah.
To contracting the virus and what have you. So if I'm Roman too, like, I'm not gonna risk my health just to wrestle at the Performance Center in front of Michael Cole
to wrestle
and JBL.
Goldberg.
To wrestle Goldberg of all people. And the thing that pisses me off more about this is that we didn't even need Goldberg. He beat The Fiend at the Saudi Arabia show.
Yes.
For the Universal title. That should have been John Cena versus The Fiend Bray Wyatt in a straight up title match, or a Funhouse title match. That could have been something.
Right.
We'll talk about it.
You could have done this. You could have had The Fiend beat Roman at WrestleMania, and then Roman goes away for 6 months and then comes back as the head of the table and the final.
Which is exactly what happened too. When Roman came back, he came back as the head of the table, and see, missed opportunity. But if that was the direction they were going, they wouldn't have gotten that result because the factor of Roman pulling out. His pullout game was strong because he did it like a week right before WrestleMania,
He
like
pulled
you
out so
said.
good he came back with new teeth. Like,
Yeah.
It'd be like that. It'd be like that.
Yeah. So
Okay,
there are a lot of things.
time out. So Daniel Bryan at the time was the Earth champion, right?
No.
No.
This was after the People's Champion Earth stuff because that kind of
that was
died
Oh no,
out.
Kofi took that title. Okay. I'm
Yes.
sorry. It's been a while.
That was
This
the
is-
WrestleMania prior.
Yeah. I got it.
That was a year before. Yes.
Sorry.
At this
Okay,
point,
I'm back.
he was still like eco-friendly, Daniel Bryan, but he was babyface now.
But I know that he was still part of the company, but did not want to participate in anything.
He participated in the match, if you want to call it that, against Sami Zayn for the IC title.
Oh,
but yeah.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. We'll
Oh,
talk about
yeah.
it.
Oh,
We'll
yeah,
talk about it.
right. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh my god.
We don't blame you for forgetting because there was maybe like 5 minutes of actual in-ring action, and like half of that was just Sami Zayn begging for his life.
Yeah.
But again, we're jumping ahead.
Sorry.
We're good.
I confused myself going so far back. Okay, my bad, y'all.
It's okay.
All right. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross against the Kabuki Warriors for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships.
Mm-hmm.
This match was fucking too long. Just so too long. 15 minutes and 5 seconds. This, like, we could have done this in 10. We could have probably done this in 8.
10 is good. 10 is good, especially because it took so long to get to the story beat. Because once the match started getting going towards the tail end, it was getting good. Especially when they were getting to the near falls and like everybody's hitting their moves and breaking things up. It was good, but it was you could have cut a little bit of the fat in the middle, and I think you would have gotten the same result.
I also like this is the first match they had with no crowd. No noise. No, like eventually they pumped noise into the Thunderdome and what have you.
Right.
It felt so flat for me with this match. I think because of that, it didn't feel exciting. It immediately did not feel like WrestleMania. Obviously, we've talked about like there's plenty of reasons for that, but
right.
Did not enjoy this match.
I thought it was fairly decent. It wasn't the worst match on the card. It was okay. It just felt like a standard, tag team match. And to start off a pay-per-view like WrestleMania in this weird environment, I don't think that's the type of match you want to start things off with. You want to start with something that is crazy, that's fast-paced, either a technical masterpiece or something that makes you forget that there's no crowd. Because there were a couple matches between both nights that made me forget that there was no crowd. Right. And maybe maybe if they did like a stipulation, like the one narrative throughout this entire like 2-night spectacular that I kept thinking about was all of these matches should have had either a stipulation, multi-person, they should have pulled the WrestleMania 2000 and just did a bunch of Fatal 4-Ways in here and get as many people involved that you forget. But I guess also too, given the environment, maybe they didn't want to do that and risk people.
I don't think they were allowed. I think they had at this point. Like you got to think, like this was the end of March. This really kicked off at the beginning of March. There was like hard distancing stuff in place. People didn't want more than a certain amount of people in a gathering at a time. Like I can only imagine that trying to book this thing must have been a nightmare. Just a nightmare. Agreed.
So for that fact alone, I won't. But you could have done a stipulation, or like you need to do like a clinic, like a technical masterpiece. There's a few matches here that did that. But it was just fine. It was nothing crazy. I wouldn't have started the show with this match personally. Yeah. what I personally would have done, I would have flipped the match orders between the women matches. Have Becky Lynch and Shayna start the match, because that match started hot from the jump, and we'll get to it more once we get there, because I don't think we'll spend too much time on Elias and King Corbin. But yeah, I think you switch those orders of those women's matches, and maybe even the results of the other women's match too. Personally.
So for me, I'm kind of like 50-50. So like the Kabuki Warriors, obviously because they're rooted in Japan, they know how to wrestle with basically without a crowd, right? Because the crowd in Japan, they're mostly silent until the time it's to be respectful and clap, right? So you can obviously tell like the quietness didn't phase them, but you could definitely tell that that Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross needed the crowd.
Yeah.
Like Nikki Cross, I think, had only been up in the main roster probably 2.5 years, I think, maybe, and not really, this is a big spot for her. So maybe she was just kind of like trying to go with the mood and try to just listen to everybody else, because everybody else has been there like many times, experienced, And Alexa Bliss, I always liked her as a wrestler, but she's only good when somebody has better offensive moves. Like she's a counter wrestler.
She's a good role player, essentially.
Yeah. And I think
okay.
sometimes, you see like how much better she is in a tag team with Charlotte Flair than she is with like somebody like Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross is like a character. So she really didn't have that much to feed off of, right? Like Alexa Bliss was kind of carrying that that whole team. But I will say, shout out to Asuka for being the one Asian woman to having this many WrestleMania appearances.
Oh shit, for real.
Because she is the most Asian woman to have this many. I mean, even if you count up what's coming up in a few weeks. I think this is like what, eight or six, I think.
Maybe.
So already breaking records. Maybe miss WrestleMania. Maybe miss WrestleMania. Maybe miss.
Breaking new records, more records.
Thank you.
That's fair.
Thank you.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Elias versus King Corbin. This match went 9 minutes.
9 minutes too long.
Yeah, it sucked. It really, really sucked. Like this is one of those ones that like I think was deeply affected by the crowd, because look, if there's one thing King Corbin, Baron Corbin was, he was vociferously booed most of the time in his career.
Yes.
So at least you had a reaction. Without that, this guy's style against an even more limited guy like Elias. Yeah, this was rough. This is probably the worst match on both nights. But I may come back to it.
Maybe it's definitely up there. It's a contender for me. I just kind of looked at this. I'm like, this is not a WrestleMania match. This is a SmackDown match. Cut it from the card. That's one of the matches I would definitely cut.
Yeah, this is I'd rather watch Booker T versus Boogeyman than this match.
That was a fantastic match. I don't know what you're talking about. Technical classic.
Yeah,
shout
exactly.
out Sharmell.
Shout out Sharmell. That's a good comedy match. You know what I'm saying? This match was Sunday Night Heat at its finest.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And I think wasn't, I can't remember if it was Corbin or Elias, if they were going through something personally, if like one of them was injured or something going into this match.
I think it was Elias.
Was it Elias? That's what I thought.
Shoulder or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It was weird. It was a weird time.
All right, guys. Becky Lynch defending the Raw Women's Championship against Shayna Baszler. This match went even less time than Elias and King Corbin at 8 minutes and 30 seconds.
Fucking crazy.
I will get this out of the way quickly. I will agree that this match started hot. This match did not hold me. And the result of it was not something that I wanted whatsoever, especially considering what we got the following night on Monday Night Raw, where Becky Lynch just handed the title to Asuka.
No. So that was
like a
actually a
week.
month
Yeah.
later.
Uh-huh.
Oh, was
That's
it
a month
later?
later?
Okay.
It was the Raw after Money in the Bank, after Asuka had won the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Right.
Oh, okay. My
Yeah.
mistake. My mistake. Okay. Well, regardless, I thought you built Shayna really, really well here. I believe Shayna was just coming off of winning Elimination Chamber. This was the time to stick the title. Becky had held it for a year. Like, she had already dropped the SmackDown Women's title to Bailey, I believe.
No, she dropped it to someone else, and she dropped it to Charlotte, I think. Yeah, no, she dropped it because she didn't drop it to Bailey. Bailey got it off of Charlotte because I remember because when she turned heel, it was her like massacring the Bailey buddies on the stage and then beating Charlotte on the SmackDown.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
this is you paid a lot more attention back then than I did.
That's when I started podcasting, unfortunately. Golden era.
I think all of us started at that time. At this
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, very, very close to that. Again, I don't have I think this match had a lot of potential. I just don't think it reached any of that potential, and I think it just killed Shayna Baszler by the end of it.
Yeah, I agree.
I shouldn't say that. The vampire story killed Shayna Baszler.
I was just gonna bring that up. Listen,
that wasn't good, but they moved past it so quickly that they could have she could have survived despite of it, in spite of it. I personally do believe that Becky Lynch should have definitely lost here. And that's not. I'm a Becky Lynch hater sometimes. But the reports are that supposedly she wanted to put over Shayna Baszler here because she knew that she was built up crazy in the chamber too, no less. She went in there and tapped out everybody. Dominated. She submitted everyone. No one's ever won a chamber like that ever, and that's including someone like Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, and like those kind of peeps that's been in the chamber. So it was a one of a kind performance in the chamber. I would have personally had Shayna Baszler just win the Royal Rumble, and that would have cleaned up a few things here. But they wanted to give Charlotte the win, and then the time didn't really help. I thought they kept me for sure. Like Becky got her ass kicked throughout this entire match, but for her to just sneak out a win at the end, I get it. It worked with Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 20. But he built up to that, it built up to that, and that was on brand. And for Becky going into this match, the whole plot line was, I beat a superstar like yourself. I wasn't supposed to, but I did. And at WrestleMania, I'm going to do it again. So it's basically saying I'm not supposed to be good against your archetype of wrestler, but I am, and I can. And she just snuck out the win. So it just felt very deflating, and also the time didn't really help. I'd say cut Corbin versus Elias and give half of that time to this match, if not all of it. And then I have Shayna and Ashley win. Asuka becomes Money in the Bank, and she cashes in on Shayna at some point in the summer. Because after that, Shayna has not gotten back to that level ever since.
Exactly. Or they should have just repeated the blood spot again.
Go. So you're saying go further into the vampire storyline. So she should be Kevin Thorne.
You're already fucking there. Why are you gonna dip your toe? Is she not? No, fuck it. If she's a vampire, let her be a vampire. I've seen Sinners. It's a good movie.
You give her the Brood entrance and the Brood theme song. That's how you pivot. That's how you pivot.
In this era, in this pandemic era, we see somebody's eye come out. So it's not that far. It's not that far from what
we also saw a zombie lumberjack match. So hey, you know what? You could have paired up Nikki Cross with her, and she could have been her Bella.
You see, and don't forget Braun Strowman drowning.
Oh
to
my
lose
god,
the
I
title.
forgot.
To lose the title.
I forgot that was the thing that happened. There's so many things I blocked out.
Please don't ever make me review any of these things anytime soon.
Don't tell me what to do.
All
I'll make
right.
you do it.
I know you will. I know you
I'm
will have to
giving-
take it back to
I'm
court.
teasing here. I'm teasing here. I'm teasing.
Just thoughts on this match any further?
I mean, you guys pretty much said everything that I was thinking. I do agree that this destroyed Shayna Baszler's any momentum that she had because in the greatest summer, in the one of the greatest Survivor Series ever in Chicago, like a couple months earlier, when it was NXT versus SmackDown versus Raw. Shayna Baszler won that match against Bayley
Oh,
and Becky.
that's right. She won that women's triple threat match.
Exactly. So she cleaned the house with 2 champions. And then, to have her be dominant in the chamber and then for her to lose here, this was supposed to be her breakout. For whatever reason, it didn't come out that way. And like you said, like it never came back. She never got back to that momentum again.
Because when she was in NXT, she was basically Samoa Joe. She was the most dominant woman wrestler since Asuka at that point in time.
Yep.
Did you guys ever watch Fairly Odd Parents?
Yeah.
Yeah. So prior to the heel turn, I always saw Bayley as like Cosmo and Wanda.
Oh my
God. And then I always saw Shayna Baszler as like the evil fairies, like what are they, like the Nega fairies or whatever they're called?
Something like that. Yeah.
Like they're just like the opposite of like the regular counterparts. And I always just saw Shayna as like the polar opposite, like the negative version of Bayley, like evil Bayley, like like Goku Black in Dragon Ball Super, that's like Bayley Black. She's gonna come
Bayley Black. Oh my god.
That's Pam's porn star name, for God's sakes. Like
hey,
anyway, Intercontinental Championship match. Sami Zayn defending against Daniel Bryan. This match went again under 10 minutes, 9:20. I was kind of getting into this. I know that it was a lot of Sammy playing the heel and begging off and whatever. But I think if you would have thrown 10 minutes of wrestling into this, it would have been really good. I mean, like, how do we argue with that? Like, Sami Zayn at this point, like, he wasn't as overblown of a character as he is now. Bryan Danielson is one of the greatest to ever do it, and we all know it, and we all love him for it.
Yes.
So, like, when I saw this match booked, I remember thinking, man, this is going to be great. And
I thought it was going to be match of the weekend.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it just didn't get there, just simply based on, I think, the character that Sammy was playing. There was a friend of mine who thought at the time that Sami Zayn had some sort of injury, that he was never going to be what he was in the ring, or that he wasn't going to wrestle at all. Because there was a period of time where he was just kind of the mouthpiece for Cesaro and Shinsuke.
Oh yeah.
Until of course they were just like, no, let's put the belt on him.
So weird setup, because prior to that, he's the one that introduced the new like version of the IC title and gave it and presented it to Shinsuke as his mouthpiece, as his manager, so to speak. And then like a couple weeks later, like afterwards, Braun Strowman takes the title off of him. And then like after Strowman wins the title, they do a 3-on-1 handicap match. And for some reason, they're all okay with Sami Zayn just picking up the victory here. And Shinsuke, of all people, just like, yeah, I used to be the IC champion and you used to be my Paul Heyman, but now I'm okay being your Tama Tonga to your Solo Sikoa. Like Shinsuke got into
none of those references make sense in 2020.
In 2020, they make no sense whatsoever. But neither did Shinsuke going into Sammy's cuck chair so quickly. Like, and
that's definitely true. I thought this match needed another like 10 minutes, and I think we would have had a good match. I think there's something to the character that Sammy. I didn't hate this character that Sammy was playing yet.
Right.
I would grow to hate that character at some point.
Before
he would join the bloodline. Vince, thoughts on this?
Yes. So me personally, like you, I had forgotten the context of the match, like everything that happened from bell to bell. And I remember seeing that on the card. And as I was watching the show, I saw how Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, the women's tag title match, started. I was like, my first thought is like, you should have started with Sami Zayn versus Daniel Bryan for the IC title. They probably put on the banger and even look at the runtime for the match. Then the actual match happened. There was too much shenanigans. I think you cut the shenanigans. The shenanigans were fine, but I think you cut it in half. Whatever it was, I think like maybe 4 minutes of it, maybe do like 2 minutes shenanigans, and then we're good. Because Seth Rollins kind of did something similar to that at the start of his match with Kevin Owens, but that only lasted maybe 15, 20 seconds versus like the whole commercial break that Sami Zayn took to cower in fear. Like that was my biggest thing. Like the start of the match just was not it. Sammy was more nervous than me the first time I had to put on the rubber, and I don't know. Like I just wasn't feeling it. Drew Gulak somehow being able to overpower Cesaro and Shinsuke at the start of the match to even the playing field so we can actually have a wrestling match. And then them coming back into it like at the very end. I felt very blue balled at the end of this match. I don't think I climaxed like I wanted to. I think I just had my balls fondled just a little bit, and then that was about it. I think you cut. I think if you look at the time like runtime, I think you maybe swapped the runtime between the Alexa Bliss tag match with this IC title match, and I think we're straight. I think we're good.
I would agree with that. Are you trying to be Matt? Like you're trying to be Matt tonight? Like
no. I just that joke came to me as I was watching it, and I wrote it down on my notes, and I had to make sure I hit that. Right. I try to hit some jokes when Justin's here, so I just get my funny bone.
He's
here forever now. Like you got. Now you're gonna have to come ready every month.
Yeah. I mean, if you listen to Get Show, you know the shit.
You got it.
You know the vibes. But yeah, it could have been more. It could have been the best match of the weekend. You give it 10 more minutes and
given the people who's in it too. Yeah,
given the people who's in it, man. Just forget the people that are in the match. Just people that are involved in it, like Cesaro, Shinsuke, and Drew Gulak. Like 5 fantastic wrestlers, and this is what you give us.
And then the other thing too. So like same thing. I agree with what you guys are saying, but why aren't all these people just in the match? Like why? Since when did
make it a ladder match?
Yeah,
for the IC title.
Yeah. Well, because
I was going to say
next match a ladder.
Next we have the next match is definitely a ladder match.
The next one, but
that one didn't need to be a ladder match.
I was thinking because didn't Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak have like an awesome match at a pay-per-view before this?
I think so. No, it was that WrestleMania Backlash. I think.
Was that
remember
WrestleMania
that was a thing?
Match?
Remember that was a thing? Yeah.
Was it? So it was after this. That's the one where like his balls were like peeking out of his trunks.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Was it?
I think that was the one. Yes.
He had his little acorn peeking out. Drew Gulak he's probably like, yo, belly the back. No.
Doing his best impression of Virgil.
All these people should have been like what was it called, like 5-pack challenge or something like that for like the IC
well, they did
title?
that with the women's SmackDown match.
Oh my gosh, they did. So they could have done it
but
here.
that kind of goes into what I was saying at the top of the episode, that they should just thrown a bunch of bodies at me on the screen, and I would have forgotten that there was no fans there.
Right.
But that's just me.
Right. No, I listen. You're saying all the right things. You're saying all the right things.
Oh, thank you. I try not to say the wrong things.
Just any further thoughts before we move on to the SmackDown tag titles?
No, I mean, like, you see all the women and you see like the men, well, except for like later on, but like you see all the guys in this card and they're literally wearing like the same gear from like the previous Raw, SmackDown. Like They know they're just
Yeah.
here. We're filming a pre-taped show. No need to bust out my best gear. It's a different time. And as much as I love Daniel Bryan, you can also see the less energy that he's putting into this match. I mean, all of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
I think there was probably
Which
just an
kinda
overall
sucks.
feeling of why are we here?
Exactly. Yeah. You could tell this group didn't want to be there.
Which is
the other group are giving their best
which
effort.
is fair.
Yeah.
Which group? Which
This
is
group,
the other group?
the Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Drew Gulak, like these people are like all.
I heard leading up to this match, Brian, it almost didn't happen because Brian wanted to pull out too.
Yeah. Oh,
But
I
his
believe
pull-out
it.
game isn't as strong as Roman's.
He's got a couple kids. I guess Roman's got like 4.
Yeah, exactly. Pull-out
I don't know how
game
good
isn't
Roman's
that
game
strong. Listen. He chose not to pull out that time.
No, Bree put her in the Hell's Gate. Bree put him in the Hell's Gate, so he couldn't.
I see.
John Morrison, Jimmy Uso, and Kofi Kingston in a triple threat match for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships. That's right. I said Tag Team Championships. Obviously, we got a triple threat because of the, distancing and the amount of people you were allowed in one space at one time. This match went 18 minutes and 30 seconds. I actually found myself really enjoying this. I really enjoyed it, especially after I found out that during rehearsals, Jimmy Uso broke his ribs on one of these spots and then just proceeded to have the match anyway.
Shout out
Kofi Kingston took some nasty Kofi Kingston, how the mighty had fallen from the WrestleMania prior, where he had won the WWE Championship against Daniel Bryan, to competing for the tag team championships for like the 15th time, I guess. I don't know. John Morrison was an underrated act in this match. This guy took a ridiculous bump to end this match. I also love the way this match ended. Like, I love that they all grabbed it and he just fell with the titles and then took that ridiculous bump.
My only issue is like this was pre-taped the week prior and you guys could have done a retake. You're telling me he couldn't have taken that bump again and make sure he actually held on to the tag titles as he fell?
Dude,
like
Jimmy
it's pre-taped.
Ribs were broken. His ribs
were broken. Just literally he fell. He didn't hold on to the titles. Climb back up, Morrison. Everybody stay in place. Like, reshoot. Take 2. Morrison, hold on to this thing, or else we're going to put Velcro on your wrist. Like...
I think if you take that bump and tell me that you can hold on to those titles, that poor guy, looked like he shattered his spine.
To be fair, he is a much, much more impressive man than I, so there's no excuse for
it. You never had a 6-pack rhinestones? You never had
6-pack rhinestones? No. Yeah, I don't know. It was weird because leading up into this match, The Miz had some sort of illness, so he wasn't able to defend his titles. With Morrison. Kofi went in there and Big E was subbed out. I think Woods was injured, which is why Kofi had like a white armband that's had XW on it for Woods. Right. And then, like you said, Jimmy broke his ribs, and I'm just like, couldn't you just put in the other twin in there if his ribs were really hurting? But like,
he was meditating, getting ready to become the top star of that unit.
That, or remember he was,
Listen, I don't know. Big Jim had that big clean cut for WrestleMania 36. He looked good. He should go back to.
Jim looked better back then than he does now. That's for sure.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, the triple threat match between Jimmy Uso, Kofi Kingston, and Bald Morrison. John Morrison. Sorry, fantastic match. I loved it. Besides the sloppy finish, again, like you can only do it so well. So again, I won't be so harsh on Morrison. His hairline's already doing that for him.
Yeah, no, this match was probably the second best favorite match of the night.
It
the
was my favorite
spots,
match
man.
up until this
It
point.
was literally a video game. It was literally a video game. And it's so weird too, because like I don't think we'll ever see like something like this again, where it's just three. Basically, there's three high flyers. I mean, I'll kind of count
Mhm.
Jimmy as a high flyer because usually
Yeah.
you need like somebody that will catch them, right?
He's
And
always
it's
flying
like
high.
they're just doing whatever they want, like in the ring,
Yeah.
and there's nobody else there, so they had free will to do whatever they want. You were wondering like why couldn't they put the other twin in there? Well, you remember this is the era of Jay getting a bunch of DOIs at this time.
That's true.
So that's probably why they couldn't do it.
Do you feel
But,
him?
This was his lush era.
Yeah. I think the only thing I personally would have changed is like I get Miz was like dealing with an illness. Either have John Morrison go in there solo defending it, or just have Miz like do a backstage angle where he gets attacked or something happen. This would have been perfect era for Danhausen because he could have just been like, "You are cursed," and then Miz has got all of a sudden you just do an angle where he's in the bed. He's got his like nose
He's
all red
sweating,
and puffy.
sweating.
He's like sweating. He's like throwing up like Warrior when he got cursed by
Oh
Papa
yeah,
Shango.
Papa
Yeah,
Shango.
yeah, just do that. Just do that. But I would have still had the tag teams in there. I would have had Big E in there. I would have had Jay in there. Maybe have a surrogate
Have some type of involvement.
partner.
Maybe they help bring the ladders.
Well,
Maybe they help bring
yeah,
the ladders.
yeah.
Some type of assistance. Yeah.
I would have just kept it a tag match. It was still a fantastic match because these are all three fantastic wrestlers in their own right,
Sure.
and
Yeah,
they've mostly been relegated to tag team like divisions.
Right.
But man, they're great, especially Morrison. I think Morrison was the most impressive. I sat there, I was like, okay, I can see why they wanted to put the ECW title on him back in 2007.
Well, for me, it's just like this guy was
now.
already like 40 years old in this match, and he moved just as well as the rest of the guys. Like,
dude, yes,
he still looks great, still moves great. Like the bald head is what it is, but man, I've always been a big Morrison guy. So.
Morrison, come on now. This is the shaman of sexy, guys.
Yeah, the Monday Night Delights,
the
guru of greatness.
Come on now.
Open your eyes and see.
I hated the theme song. Theme song is buns, but entrance is
the
great.
The theme song is a white guy trying to sound like Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why it's
get
buns.
the rights of the door.
That's why
they're
it's
like, let's just
just give him Voodoo Child and just
Unfortunately,
slow
they gave it to the wrong guy.
Yeah. Brother, doesn't work for me, brother.
Yeah, but John Morrison looked greater than ever. He stuck around for what, 2 years after this too?
I believe so.
Yeah.
He was around there for a minute
Remember,
before they
have that. They have their own reggaeton version of their song.
Yeah, bunny hop or whatever.
Yeah, bro. Classic.
All right,
he ate that
guys.
Bunny Destroyer too.
Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins in two different matches, one a singles match and the other being a no disqualification match. Both matches were combined to make 17 minutes 20 seconds. I thought this was fine. I thought these guys have really great chemistry. This match was sorely needing a crowd. This match, because I don't like Seth as a shit talker. I like Kevin Owens as a shit talker, but Seth, like, I'm gonna get you, Kevin Owens. I'm gonna get you. I'm the Messiah of Monday nights.
That Midwestern Iowa.
The line that killed me, the one that killed me, and I cringed, and I was like, "That's so on Seth Rollins. That's so on brand for Seth Rollins to be this cringe." Was like, "You thought you were gonna burn it down at WrestleMania, Kevin?" I was like, "What?"
What? I enjoyed it for what it was. I love the spot at the end. I thought Kevin did this with ridiculous senton through the table.
From the sign.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But Man, it really needed a crowd for me. This match would have been 10 times better with a crowd. I'm sure most of them would have been, but this one is one of those ones that just really stood out for me. Vince?
I can see that. I agree, especially just so you don't listen and notice Seth Rollins trash talking. And especially, here's the thing: I saw the match and I was like, I don't know, this feels like just like a B-level pay-per-view feud going into it. But then I saw the video package for the match, and I was like, okay, yes, this definitely is a WrestleMania match because the story going into it was Kevin Owens hasn't had his WrestleMania moment. And Seth Rollins has had multiple WrestleMania moments and has a winning record at WrestleMania with only one loss at Mania.
Right.
And he was saying he was basically WrestleMania God. And then this was him going at the beginnings of this Monday Night Messiah gimmick. He had his disciples and everything. So yeah, he was really going far deep into that Jaden Ivey gimmick. And I just feel I just feel like a crowd would have helped because that WrestleMania moment would have been him doing the senton through the table from that sign. I don't think they would have been able to do it at WrestleMania, but he probably would have done it from like the top of the stage or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, but they would have been able to replicate it in some sort of fashion. And that would have been his WrestleMania moment, Jeff Hardy style.
Yeah. These guys can't do any wrong in my eyes. Like I do agree with you. Their matches are set for a crowd, like their pacing and their sets on where they kick out and all that. It was all set for a crowd. Like you could almost tell when a crowd would pop, when they would kick out and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
The one thing that I always like about Kevin Owens is that anytime he's in the storyline, he finds some way to make it personal.
Yes.
Right. So even after this WrestleMania, this issue that he has with Seth Rollins still kind of continues even now.
Yeah.
Right. He even uses it in a version of this when he has some beef with Cody. Right. So I miss that about Kevin Owens. I'm a big Kevin Owens fan.
I just miss Kevin Owens in general.
Exactly, man. Dude.
I was like, that's what wrestling's missing in 2026. It's a little Kevin Owens.
A real one. They're missing a real one.
A real one.
I mean, I know we're
not talking about Enzo either. We're not talking about Enzo either. We have to clarify we're not saying Enzo when we say real one. We have to clarify.
No, but isn't a couple Raws before? Didn't he do like a gainer from what was the half pint of the Raw set before?
Maybe.
Remember the Raw was kind of like a smoke?
Yes.
Do you remember that?
I do remember I think it was a cannonball he did.
Yeah, but he ran up the fucking thing.
Yes.
And he did a gainer off of that. You know, like, I don't know what y'all get with having Canada, but man, this guy is motherfucking.
Listen, man. Sometimes I look at Kevin Owens and I'm like, maybe I can flip. Because I look at Kevin, it's like, I think I can.
Like guys like Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens and Otis, who we'll see later, like they shouldn't have that. Bronson Reed, like
Bronson Reed is different.
This,
Bronson Reed is
Bronson Reed leans into his size. He his agility is great, but like
to be light on his feet like that.
450 splash.
Right.
If Bronson Reed did a 450 splash, I would legitimately be concerned about the guy on the bottom. Like I'd be like,
fuck. Guaranteed.
All right, guys, moving on. Or wait, just Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins.
Oh, I like it. It's a win.
It's a win. He says. You know, it wasn't a win though, guys. You know, it wasn't a win. Actually, a certain part of it was. The next match is Braun Strowman versus Bill Goldberg for the WWE Universal Championship. The win was it only went 2 minutes and 10 seconds. The loss was the fact that we had to even watch any of this. I have never been a Braun Strowman guy outside of when he had the giant cello, which I thought was hilarious.
Those first couple months, in 2016 in that new brand split when he was feuding with Roman was when he peaked.
Yeah.
That was
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah. When he
he
broke
never
out from the
did anything
family,
for
when he
me.
first broke out from the family.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah.
Like, but it just the look he had, the ability he had, just never did anything for me. And
Mhm.
obviously, Bill Goldberg at this point, like, even if you were a fan of him in the '90s, he was a shell of the person he was in the '90s. This match was 2 spears, 3 spears, maybe, and 4 power slams, and that was it. And Braun Strowman was the Universal Champion for the one and only time I believe he was ever Universal Champion.
Yeah, I think after that he lost it right back to the Fiend, which again, why the fuck did Goldberg beat the Fiend for the title? Fuck if I know.
Because he wanted to be a superhero for the kids.
Yeah,
wanted-
yeah.
Oh
'cause
yeah.
He
kids.
politicked. He
Yeah.
definitely politicked. That was the story. He politicked his way into. Oh, the kids. They want to see me win. Like the kids don't fucking know you. They look at
Yeah.
you and they think you're Caillou's dad or something. I don't fucking know.
Who's that fucking old guy? Who's that old guy, Dad? Why doesn't
Yeah.
he move as fast as the rest of the guys? Well, Sonny, at one time he did, and he heard everybody doing it.
Listen, one of the best and worst things that Goldberg has ever done was beat Brock Lesnar in less than 2 minutes at Survivor Series, because ever since then, we've seen the same formula with Brock Lesnar and Goldberg. Oh, get a bunch of shit in there for like 2 minutes and get the fuck out.
Right.
Literally all they've done. The one time they made him work for it was his last match against Gunther, and he wasn't even happy with that. Yeah, no, 2 minutes. I lasted longer my first time.
Some people masturbate longer. Some people masturbate longer.
Listen, it takes me longer to find a good video to jerk off to than it did to watch this match.
It's true. It's true. Just Goldberg.
You know, you guys were talking about like good things that Goldberg has done. So one of the good things that Goldberg has done was like physically break his arm trying to break that glass on the car.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's one good
classic
thing.
moment.
Yeah,
Classic moment. We're going to talk about that again in the next match.
another good thing that WWE has done, and I know a lot of people will shit on TKO and Nick Khan at this moment, and for whatever reason. I mean, I do too. But the one good thing that this regime did, that the post regime did, was like, okay, they allowed Goldberg to politic, right? TKO, one thing I noticed, they don't really play that shit. And they showed it at the end of Goldberg's final match where they just cut off his speech.
Right. Listen.
It's like, listen, you had your moment. We're cutting this off.
He bitched so hard about his retirement match being on Saturday night's main event and it wasn't on the PLE, and the greatest of all time for WWE, John Cena, ended his career in the exact same fucking way and did it with a fucking smile to the same fucking dude, and just shows you night and day the character of these two people. And also for just because I'm sick and tired of all the haters out there, for all the haters out there in the IWC and everywhere else,
The sweaties.
Yeah, from behind the rock and under the rock and wherever they hide. That bitch about CM Punk being too old to be WWE champion and not being realistic contender against a guy like a Finn Balor or Roman Reigns or yada yada and yada yada.
Kyle's clutching his pearls right now.
Remember that they gave us Goldberg and Brock Lesnar as your world champions in the same fucking year. Remember they used to put the title on Rock. They used to put the title on Hogan. And they did it multiple times with Goldberg, where they put the title on him. So I never want to hear anybody talking shit about AJ Lee or CM Punk or anybody coming back and getting that little limelight in the sun, getting that little like Kobe retirement run.
CM Punk's title reign has been great. It's been great.
Exactly. Fan-fucking-tastic. Shut the fuck up. He could be Goldberg. He's not.
No, facts. And it's like, this is the thing that like also annoys me. It's like people wanted to see title defenses, and you have a title defense. Like his run has been nothing but title defenses, but people want to complain.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, he's old. Like, okay, so what? How old was Ric Flair when he went against Sting?
Exactly. Like, listen.
So, it looks like wrestler peaks have gotten older now.
Yeah,
like a
that's
wrestler
true.
can wrestle until he's 50 years old, whereas he couldn't do that in the 90s because they were working hurt all the time. They were doing pills.
They were doing drugs. They're doing
drinking
heroin
all night. Yes, exactly. So
know?
yeah, they didn't have 50-year careers back then. Now we've got fucking, every supplement Joe Rogan can sell you to fucking get you in the most average shape you can get to.
And whatever stem cells Rey Mysterio is getting injected with too. The way that dude is going, like I'm seeing everybody retiring, and Rey Mysterio's like, "No, I'm still good." I say, "Let's go."
What it is because it's not the champion of their choice. It's what it is because they didn't cheer enough or motivate the company enough to choose the wrestler that they wanted to be the champion on top.
People just like to hate CM Punk.
And so I'm sorry, but LA Knight is not it.
Listen, I would be okay with an LA Knight title run. It would have been a million times better than the Jey Uso title run or a Braun Strowman title run. We've seen bad title runs. It's okay.
Yeah.
I've talked myself into that. Yeah. Give LA Knight the title, even if it's just for a cup of tea. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, given the right moment and the right person.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm gonna go backtrack here. When I said LA Knight is not it, he's not it right now. Like I do feel like he still needs to build.
I think it was it. Like when he was facing Roman for the Universal title, and they should, if they had two different world titles at that time, they would have pulled the trigger back then. I feel like.
But I feel like if they did that, like it was gonna be just a forgotten win.
Yeah, I just need him to stop tripping on the ropes and stop falling off of the top.
Poor guy cannot. He greasing up his shoes before he goes out there.
Are we sure he didn't get cursed by Danhausen? He just,
you know what it is. What it is, he keeps making his boots look like sneakers.
Yeah,
and it's not the ring. It has to be either just wrestling boots or just you can't do both. Sometimes it doesn't work.
Either wrestle in sneakers or wrestle in wrestling boots. Don't try to make your wrestling boots into sneakers.
Come on now.
No.
People, Logan Paul came to his defense after the Elimination Chamber bump this year, where he or the spot that he missed, and said, I don't like the guy, but like those ropes are slippery as all hell at that point in the match. So like every time that happens to the guy, everyone in the ring is just like, man, we feel for you. You can't hit that move. You can't hit that move.
You gonna have to sit down with that one, buddy. Now you don't have to. we gonna have to trim the fat there. We gonna have to take that off the dollar menu. It's right, gonna have to. You got to treat that move like the McRib. Bring it seasonally.
Come on.
Bring it seasonally.
The final match of night one. Let me talk to you for a second. Let me talk to you guys for a second about the final match for night one, because the final match of night one was my favorite match on both nights.
Come on.
Kyle described this 5-6 years ago as an episode of Walker, Texas Ranger, starring The Undertaker and AJ Styles. I certainly see some of the comparison of that. This for me felt like just like the end of a Clint Eastwood movie, like where he's like, like the hero who has to defeat the swarmy villain, and like AJ Styles played this role so well. Gallows and Anderson were great in this too.
Mm-hmm.
Taker was fucking phenomenal.
Yes.
The whole time, his shit talk to AJ while he was beating the fuck out of him. Talk about my wife? Come here, boy. You wanted this. Like, I fucking loved every fucking minute of it.
Yeah.
So, 24 minutes this went, but I don't think there was
24. I have it 18, 19.
Okay, well, I mean, like I'm just telling you what my Wikipedia says to me. All right, just telling you. So between 18 minutes and 24 minutes is how long this match went. I enjoyed the shit out of this. I still think people like, don't get me wrong. Is there a wild curiosity that I have with AJ Styles being my favorite wrestler of all time to see what it would have been like to see him and Undertaker go belt to belt? Of course, of fucking course, because the build to this match was fantastic. AJ Styles was on his best shit talking spree, talking about Undertaker's wife is the reason he can't retire because she likes to spend money. And Taker at this point, it kind of shed the dead man thing for at least the build up to this. He started coming out wearing his beanie and just throwing tables around and going after Gallows and Anderson. I enjoyed the build to this. AJ Styles was a promo king during this build, and the match it delivered on so many ways. Undertaker smashing his arm into the car window or the hearse window. Apparently,
paying homage to Goldberg.
That stopped production of this taping for some time. Like this went till like 4 or 5 in the morning because Taker had to get bandaged up after that.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny too because it's like, look what you made me do. Look what you did. You cut me. I think my favorite thing in this whole match was AJ's entrance to the Boneyard.
Dude, yes.
I remember watching that shit live. Bro. I popped. I fucking AJ when he's on. That dude is funny. That dude is low key funny, unintentionally funny too. Remember when he was over there explaining Cap? It was like Cap, that means lie. That means lie. It's like, you're such a fucking dad, dude. You're such a fucking dad.
The whole beat up John Cena. Beat up John Cena.
Yes.
Beat up John Cena.
Yes, that was great too. I will say the one thing about this match that like no one explained what a boneyard match was or how to win a boneyard match or you know what was going to happen. We got this like 18 to 25 minute video of just the like AJ Styles just getting the shit kicked out of him. Don't get me wrong. He went to Dick Kick City at some point. He threw some sand in Undertaker's eyes and hit him with a shovel. But like ultimately, this was very much so Undertaker beating the shit out of AJ Styles and cussing him out the entire time, which was phenomenal. One of my favorite things about this match, I watched the podcast that AJ was on, Undertaker's podcast. They showed outtakes from this. Undertaker slipping on the roof and almost falling off the roof, and Carl Anderson having to save his life. Hilarious. Vince, I think you're frozen, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
His face hasn't moved in several minutes.
Yeah.
He just looks shook too. Oh,
okay. So
okay. All right,
maybe he'll come back.
Well, I mean, just why don't you tell me how you felt about this?
So I thought that this is exactly the reason why we're having WrestleMania like the we are, right? This is the only time that they could have done something like this, make it cinematic, right? And they had the best 2 people to do it, right? The best 2 people who creatively got it, right? Like I don't think, and this is not a knock on some of the other wrestlers, but you know, in terms of like the 2 people that are so invested in their characters and allowing other people to help them, you know, build this story, they had the right people for the right show, right, for this Boneyard match. And to me, this is the reason why AJ Styles doesn't care about getting another title or doesn't care about a title run. Like he got to wrestle Undertaker's last match in a way that nobody else will do.
So that's why was able to get the last good match out of Undertaker.
Exactly.
Take that to his grave.
Literally.
Well, I mean, like there wasn't one after this, right? So, like, yeah, he definitely got his last good one. There was a few before that.
I think the one before this was Roman, right? That was horrible.
No. Well, he had the
Shane Hell in a Cell.
The Shane Hell in a. I can't remember what was the last good match he had. To be honest with you, That's the problem.
The end of an era.
End of an. I might go with CM Punk WrestleMania 29. Might have been his last good match prior to this.
Oh yeah. You're right. I'll
Yeah.
go with that too.
Yeah. Random shout out, Matt Hardy. Wouldn't have been possible without him and the ultimate deletion, the final deletion. This is his baby. This. He is the pioneer. He is the forefather of the cinematic match style.
Yes.
He performed that with Bray, and obviously we'll talk more about that in the next part of this WrestleMania. But yeah, without Matt Hardy, we wouldn't be here with this Boneyard match. Undertaker has Matt Hardy to thank just as much as AJ Styles for that successful final match.
All right,
and
guys.
You know what? I'm also gonna put Matt Hardy and give him a little shout out too, because we've mentioned this before. Without Matt Hardy, wrestling wouldn't have any drones. Vanguard One deserves a lot of respect for being the OG drone in the.
He's the OTC drone.
I also want to send a shout out to Undertaker's acting towards the in the Boneyard when he was getting his ass beat. And then they decided to have him like, can you just pretend like you have asthma for a few minutes where he couldn't breathe?
I hated those. That sounded. Yeah, I hated those. That was the worst. That was probably the worst thing Undertaker did in that whole match, just for the simple fact that it felt like this is what he probably sounds like in bed now, and I don't really want to know what Mark Calloway sounds like when he's grunting and thrusting.
All right.
Well, Michelle must have been on the set because Undertaker was motherfucking like Jet Li hitting all those druids. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what did he say before they all attacked him again? I don't remember. He just was like, "All right, let's do it then," or something like that. But it was fucking like such an old man thing to say.
Yeah, it seemed like a line straight out of Power Rangers. He was like, "All right, if we're gonna do it, let's do it." You know?
Oh yeah,
we're gonna do this. Let's do
y'all
this.
are Democrats.
This is a red state.
All right, guys. This is a great way to end this podcast. We have gotten through night one of WrestleMania 36. Fucking Democrats, get off me. Democrats making the frogs gay. Damn it. Oh my god. Fuck. That's fucking great. We are going to end this by quickly choosing, giving night one a rating, choosing a Lance Storm Award recipient, and then we're just going to get right into night two, and we'll just keep going and keep pushing forward. Vince, I'll start with you with your rating, and Lance, or actually, you know what? I'll give it a 3 out of 5. I think there was low points to this, but I think the highs were really high. My Lance Storm Award recipient is going to be Kevin Owens because he took a ridiculous bump. He took a ridiculous bump for no one. No one.
Yeah, for sure.
For Vince, though. He did it for Vince. He did it for Vince.
Yuck.
Oh,
Vince, go ahead.
Actually, let's kick it off to the homie Just first.
Okay. Sure. Just go ahead.
Night one. You know, I know it started off rocky, but the ladder match.
We're not talking about Dwayne.
The ladder match, Owens, Rollins, the Boneyard match. And let's not forget, we didn't get a chance to talk about the Pirates of the Caribbean intro that they had for this. And Stephanie McMahon telling us it's going to be all right. We're here to entertain you. So with all of that included, I'm gonna give it a 3.8.
Oh, okay.
3.8.
All right. What about your Lance Storm recipient for night one?
So I this is gonna be tough, right? Because I know Lance Storm usually means one wrestler, right? But in this
Yes,
case, I might have to give it to the entire crew.
Okay.
I mean, it was just deemed a pandemic, like maybe less than a month or a month before, and for them to pull this out of nowhere, and have it being like, a pretty good show for what we wanted to see, I got to give it to the entire crew that worked on it, the wrestlers, everybody.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Okay.
You're
My
gonna have to
turn.
come back night 2. So if night 2's crew it doesn't get your Lance Storm Award recipient, you're throwing a lot of shade at night 2's crew.
Listen, the thing is, like, usually there's like 5 or 6 camera angles. There was only like 3 or 4 if you really watch.
Thank fucking God. Thank
God.
God.
Oh my God. The camera angles were abundant in the Brock Lesnar Drew McIntyre match, or at least that's when I started noticing. That's the thing that always sucks with Kevin Dunn, is that you don't notice it until you notice it, and then your glass shatters and you notice it and you can't not notice it, and it ruins your experience.
Yep.
But to keep this gravy train rolling, I don't even like gravy, but okay. My star rating is also going to be a 3 out of 5. I thought there were a lot of high points here. I thought Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins was a lot better than Rylan liked it. It was really good, and I was actually able to like immerse myself into the match and forget that there was no crowd there. Goldberg, Braun Strowman, again, low point there. Boneyard match, fantastic. Probably one of my favorite matches cinematically of all time. Becky Shayna was fine. Everything else was fine. Actually, the more I think about it, I might just give this like a 2.5 out of 5. I'll give it 3. I'll be fair. I'll give it a 3. Boneyard match was that good. The Boneyard match was so good, it brings it up to a 3. In terms of my Lance Storm recipients, even though I don't believe their match deserves to be on the card, and by virtue of that, I don't think he wouldn't be on the card. But my Lance Storm recipient goes to King Corbin, aka Baron Corbin, aka Constable Corbin, aka Happy Corbin, aka bum ass Baron Corbin.
Bum ass Corbin, yeah.
I think this man was giving shit sandwiches so much that he just was unable to turn them into chicken salad. Like he was giving chicken shit and he wasn't able to turn it into chicken salad every single time.
Yep.
So sometimes you just had a turd sandwich or a dog food sandwich. King Corbin was not good. The gear was not good. He was a fantastic wrestler in his time. He had an amazing repertoire of movesets. The Deep Six, the End of Days.
Come on.
The look, the lone wolf character was fantastic. Yes. Had they kept that version of Baron Corbin going, and if they didn't just fumble his Money in the Bank cash in, I honestly think he'd be in the spot Damian Priest is. Maybe even better because he got like a heel Damian Priest. He was the blueprint for what Damian Priest ended up becoming. And I think Damian Priest is a much more talented wrestler in ring, but he has like the personality of like white Jello. He does not have enough sazon in his Jello. I like the Jello with like the
look at me jiggle. Look at me. Sorry, I pictured a white guy being Jello.
No, you're right there.
No, that's on brand.
Fuck.
The spiciest thing you know what for him is Lola Vice, and he's not showing that on TV.
No, but you know what too? Some of these wrestlers benefited from the talking smack era.
Yes.
Like he was one of them. The whole 1% gimmick that he was doing, and talking backstage and talking shit backstage. If they just ran with that for a little bit, which I kind of did, but for some reason they flip-flopped it or whatever. That was more. It fit more of what he was trying to do. Like it fit him.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Just missed opportunity. Yeah, it was really good.
All right, guys. With all that being said, like I said, we are going to continue talking about WrestleMania. But for all of you listening, this is where this podcast will end tomorrow. The next half of this WrestleMania will be dropping here on the network, and we will have a bunch more information about the rest of what's coming in April on Wallop Media. We have a new YouTube channel that we're going to promote by the end of the next show. So stay tuned for all of that. With all that being said, thank you to each and every one of you for listening all the way to the end. And you have been rewound.